welcome
boy.
to the So What You Saying Is podcast.
Yes,
You ready? We got the wisdom
They
of
ready.
and we can talk about it.
So what you saying is?
Let's go and talk about it. We got the knowledge to build, so we gon' build about it.
So what you saying is?
Let's go and build about it.
I want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you know what? Hopefully, I hope y'all learned something today.
I did.
Y'all come back for some more. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what you saying is?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again with another episode of
So what you saying is?
I'm Dragonfly Born Wise.
Jalen Love Allah.
D Omega, always known as D Speller, baby.
I could dig it, man. Thanks once again for joining us. So today, man, I'm going, we're going to do things a little old school, man. You know, we're going to start things off like we would normally do in a cipher, you know. And I'm going to pose this question to y'all, man, because it's really serious and it's really relevant as to what's going on in particular in our lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you think it is best for one to, for lack of better words, be a support system for somebody who's going through something, whether it be death, whether it be hard times, whether it be, just trial and tribulation? How can we best serve as a I want to say a shoulder to lean on, somebody to talk to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How can we best suit that position, y'all think?
I mean, man, to be honest with you, I think a lot of the times, me personally, when something happens to someone's life and they come to me for advice, for instance, right?
Right.
I sit back and I listen, even though I might be uncomfortable. I'm one of them type people because I really don't know how to deal, especially if somebody had passed away. It's like, what do you say to them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But my condolences, but if it's someone that's close to you and you might have known the person too, or something like that, but you definitely know the person that's going through it, that had the loss, my main thing is, man, sometimes just unless they ask for it, be quiet and listen. You know what I'm saying? Kind of just, read the room a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, for me, man, I think for me that's probably the best method or best route to take is what Dale said as far as just listen. And it ain't, for me it's by default though, because I just really don't generally know what to say. Like I just, if I say my condolences or, any one of those words or terms that fit that condolence is just pretty much me being a parakeet. I really don't know how to
react.
I just don't, man.
Yeah.
Like time after time it's close. I can be super close, and I think I'm more reactive, like how you said. Like so, let the person, because they got to vent. They have to deal with it more than you do. So I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So I just, by default, just let them and then respond or react to what they saying and then kind of piggyback off of that. Because what do you say, though? Like, is what you saying or whatever you say, is it really helping? Is it really beneficial?
Yeah, because sometimes they might, they're going to take your words and, like me personally, you know what I'm saying, folks that I lost, you know what I'm saying. And I'm going to raise a glass real quick, man, to, my man Sean Titus, man, rest in light, man. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Talk, brother. You know what I mean? You're going to be missed dearly.
Indeed. I like that, bro. Rest in life, bro.
And same to you,
and
too,
I want to
man.
give a toast to my older brother, Mouse.
One more time, bro.
Mouse, man.
Mouse.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
But for me, man,
that's a tough one, bro.
I know this is kind of cliche, but I would try to treat them the way I would want to be treated.
Yeah.
You know, because in times of grief, man, is very, very iffy. A person can be here, they can be there, they can be all over the place.
Right.
Sometimes they might want to talk, sometimes they might not.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I think, you know, when you said, you know, read the room, that's very important. And always, you know, try to be in the moment with them. You
Yeah.
know, when they're talking.
Exactly.
Because
That's good
when
right
you do
there.
that, you can allow them to extrapolate a lot of things that's going through their mind so that they can get it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, they want to vent. You know what I'm saying? They want somebody to be an earpiece. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, man, you know, nothing's gonna make that grief go away. No, you know what I'm saying? That's just it's already
time.
done, right?
That's sad. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think, you know, the only thing that's really gonna heal people is time anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
You know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, I notice because this is a sad reality. But when, you know, most of the time when people grieve, if you spend an extended amount of time in that phase,
Yeah.
right,
Mm-hmm.
it can start to become hindering,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So my advice to a lot of people is think about the positive things
Mm-hmm.
about that person. Try to bring that joy,
Yeah.
you know, out of it.
And you gotta, you know, and I feel as though sometimes you gotta take them in safe spaces where they can actually start to enjoy themselves again a little bit, even if they not like, you know, pull them out of the house, get them out the bed. You know what I mean?
Back to some normality.
Yeah, you know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because,
bro.
you know, I know when I was going through some things, man, you know, and I'm going through something right now. You know what I mean? I know it's hard to process some things sometimes for certain people. You know, other people process things a little faster. Some people might take some time. You know what I mean?
Especially.
But my advice to them would be don't mourn too long, because you can't just always just think about how they passed. They had a life.
Right.
You
That
know what I
part.
mean?
Yeah, I
And
think that's
that
what you're
person-
supposed to be celebrating.
Yeah,
right?
you're supposed to celebrate that, man. You're supposed to celebrate them. You know, all I hear is my man right now, you know what I'm saying, telling me, you know, hey, dog, just keep doing your music, man. You know what I'm saying? You good. You know what I mean? And laughing and shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, sometimes that's what, you know, it helps ease that pain even though they're not here. But those memories, man, and you know what I'm saying, and those moments, you got to hold on to them, and you know what I'm saying, and make that your reality around who they were.
Right. See,
You know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
times I find myself just drifting off into those memories, and I can't do nothing but help but smile because of the type of impact that my brother left. Man, he was such a cool cat, but at the same time, man, he'll make you laugh in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, and it just you know, it's never easy when you lose somebody.
It's not.
You know,
It's not.
but at the same time, it's like, you know, the appreciation of them that you have and the respect that you have, you know, within those memories, they're never gonna leave you, man. They always gonna be
Nah.
here for you to
Especially,
scroll through.
especially if they was impactful.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's why I try to tell people, man. You know, give people their flowers now.
Yeah.
You know, don't hold back. You know, like, you know, dudes be feeling like they can't tell their brothers they love them. You know,
Yeah.
like they friends or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then when they gone, it's like, man, I love dude, man. That was my man. Did you tell him that?
Right.
Why he was here.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Did he
Yeah,
know
man.
that? You know, I think it's important for brothers to, you know what I'm saying, like, in their own way. I ain't gonna say you gotta come out and be like, you know, I love you.
Right,
But you know, I mean, but if you could, you know what I'm
come-
saying? I
if
mean,
it's-
if you comfortable enough to say that, some people need to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Because they don't hear that.
Yeah.
You with a dude, or, you know, even like a friend or whatever, your cousin, whatever, you know, your brother, your real brother, your blood family, you know what I'm saying? Tell them you love them, man.
And then, you know, also, as far as being a support system, what about when somebody is going through, you know, a depression?
Yeah,
You know,
depression is
how you know, because of what you know, whatever it may be, you know, that is another space and time where, you know, you definitely got to read the room, because depending on what it is and how that person's behavior is you know is going what it's going according to, huh, that could be a big difference, brother. You know what I'm saying? And which way they, you know, so happen to lean towards, because you hear a lot of people always talking about, or you hear a lot of people who are going through depression and they want to do something to themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I saw a video today of a ex NFL player who was talking about, you know, his best friend was in the locker room with him, but this man had already killed 4 people. You know what I'm saying? And was talking to his father about stuff he was going through.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like you wouldn't have known that because none of his actions showed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like how close are you paying attention to those that you got in your circle, or those that come into your circle by way of whomever.
Yeah.
However.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a big deal, bro.
It
It is. Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
definitely is.
Because if you don't pay attention to that part, what you said and what you said, then you become like blockage. Like the last thing you want to do is clog up the ability to vent and get, you know, express themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to measure it and pay attention to how the person is, and if nothing else, silence.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I seen that a lot, man. Like sometimes you got to be able to. Sometimes.
What's up, boy?
What's up, man?
You on TV?
What's
man.
good? What's up, Zach?
You finished? Huh? You finished?
You on TV,
All right,
man?
man. Go up there and you want to sit down? You want to chill with us? Okay. So yeah. But like, what was you was saying?
No, but saying the last thing you want to do is block that person's ability to vent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if nothing else, if you don't know the person well enough, or you just don't know what to say, you just said in the beginning, just be silent.
Yeah, sometimes just being in the room with somebody, man, and that's comforting enough. You know what I mean? I know sometimes people don't want to say nothing.
They don't.
You know, sometimes they ain't got nothing to say.
Right.
At all. And in depression, I look at it like this, man. You know, you reading the signs, going on what you were saying, boy. You know, if you see that person for too long, let's say for instance, if I notice you weren't doing music no more, just out of the blue,
Right.
for no reason, for no apparent reason, I'm just like, why he ain't, you know what I'm saying? Writing nothing, he ain't doing that. I'm gonna ask you, hey, yo, what's up?
Right,
You know, it probably
right.
gonna be a little sooner than that. I'll probably pick up on some other signs, but you know what I mean?
Right.
But that'll be like a main thing when a person is not doing what they love to do, like they passionate about.
And see, that's one of
Damn.
those characteristics of depression is escapism, trying to detach yourself from things that you're used to doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You tend to go into this shadowy phase
Yep.
where, you know, you're detracting yourself from things that you even love to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
All the normal things.
Yeah, because depression ain't no joke, bro. You know, it's like I've seen people get down, you know, and never really get back to themselves, all because they don't think that it can get better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they don't see any light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but a lot of times it's because they're keeping all of that internal
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they're not releasing.
Definitely.
So it's like, okay, we can't have this conversation Oh, I don't want to talk about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying. It is what it is, but it's really not.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta. I hate to say it like this, but sometimes you gotta trick somebody into starting to open up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's playtime, something like, or sharing your experience with something that's relatable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if I can't relate to it, then I'm not the person for you. You know what I'm saying? But if I can relate to it and I share something with you, I'm not saying it'll work all the time, but I think sometimes that'll be like a gateway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think so,
For them
too.
to start feeling comfortable enough to share things
with you. Yep.
And not being, what you call that, like not overwhelming them. You know what I'm saying? Because that should blow you.
Yeah.
Somebody like, come on, man, what's wrong with you?
Right.
What's going on, man? Talk to me. Da da da. Maybe you're not that person.
You infusing. You ain't
Yeah.
defusing.
And you know what?
might pissing them off even more.
Right.
Like when and see, this is the thing that's, to me, I recognize within my own depression is people tend to deal with a lot of generalizations because they don't want to get to the specifics because that is going to put everything on Front Street.
Yeah.
But they don't see the blessing in that because now if we talk about it specifically, what's wrong? What's going on? What's wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or how you feeling? Those specific things. Sometimes, a lot of times, for people, they have triggers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're sad about something or you're depressed about something and you see something that triggers your depression, so you go back into a shell.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like okay, wow, well, now I'm gonna shut down. I don't want to have this conversation.
Right.
I'm gonna go back into my room and be in the dark.
Yep.
That's what makes this conversation so vital and important. Because if you don't know what to say, you could be running a person away.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's the whole key about listening.
yeah, man.
See, because I'm gonna tell you something, bro. 9 times out of 10, a person's depression is relatable.
A lot, yeah. Everyone's been
Because
through something.
It's like, whether you lost somebody in your life, or you lost a job,
I was about to say,
or
career is a
you know
big
what I'm
thing.
saying, you lost a relationship,
Mhm.
or it's so many things that are universally,
Yeah.
renowned that people have gone through.
Yep.
So chances are you're not alone.
Mhm.
You just got to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I noticed, like, men tend to have that tendency to not really open up, though.
They're
You
introvert.
know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they feel more, us men, I think we feel more comfortable maybe talking to a homie, but it got to be the right one. Because, some dudes ain't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Some dudes don't know how to carry. They might
ain't even-
stop it like, come on, you know what I'm
They
saying?
ain't got no
Send me
heart.
lunch and shit.
They
you know
cold
what I
and
mean?
callous
Yeah,
sometimes.
but it all depends on where you at. But you also got to be, mindful that in depression, some people don't go into a shell. Some people act out.
Yeah.
Some people start, you know what I'm saying, drinking, you know what I'm saying,
Doing
out
all the
every night.
things. Yeah.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
know what
Self-destructive.
What would
Right.
be very interesting to find out how much of that depression leads into mental illness
Oh, yeah.
or mental health.
It
issues,
definitely can.
right? Because my older Ryan, you know what I'm saying, naturally he went through a depression, but it was because of the loss of his limbs, right? There was a lot of things that he did to mask that pain. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether there was what he was feeling, but I could tell something was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once again, though, that was something that was very hard for me to relate to because what I'm going to say, yeah, Dad, I know what it's like to lose my limbs. Nah, you don't.
You know, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was more physical pain.
Yeah.
that's where you start to run into big time trouble, brother.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the physical pain, when that matches the mental pain,
Yeah. Yeah, losing a
woo,
losing a
buddy,
limb, man, is something I can't,
can't
fathom.
fathom.
I can't fathom that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know what to say to somebody.
But guess what?
You
You
know what
got
I
a
mean?
lot of people out here with diabetes. You got a lot of people out here who are veterans. You got a lot of people out here who have accidents.
Yeah.
We had a guest on our first
Yeah,
show. You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? So it's
Yep.
like,
Big up to you, Tony.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like this is all relevant. So and just from me being in the position that I'm in, because I got a lot of people who confide in me.
Yeah. Likewise. Yeah.
And with that being said, I listen to them and I try to emit the most positive messages that I can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To get them motivated.
So I got a question for you though. So because some people might be able to relate to this, right? So someone that's in depression, let's just say, for instance, like you sharing all these positive thoughts,
Right.
right? And that person seems to not really, they're not getting it. Let's just say they're not getting it, right? But they constantly leaning on you. They ain't talking to nobody else. They calling you 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, during the day. And it starts to get on your nerves. You know what I'm saying? So,
Been there.
you
I
know
was
what I
that
mean? Yeah. So
I was that guy.
I ain't
So,
gonna lie.
I-
Sometimes it
I-
get
I-
on your nerves.
uh-huh.
So how do you?
You say you was that guy making the call, or you was that guy answering the call?
Both. I've been on both sides.
But
of
me
it.
too. That's what
And
I'm saying.
and I'm gonna say this.
When do you?
like,
My question though is, when do you become transparent to being honest with them
always be transparent.
about that?
Don't always be transparent. Never, and never. You know what I'm saying? Like if you mess with them, you mess with them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Regardless, do you fuck with them when they happy and they doing for you?
Right.
Then fuck with them when they ain't.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, when do you say, "Hey, man, look"?
Immediately,
Yeah.
because that person needs to know how you feeling
Mm-hmm.
about the situation.
The
Because
way-
they let me know.
How
Yeah.
they feeling? Yeah, it's,
You know what I'm saying?
it should
Look,
be
bruh,
mutual.
you need to chill.
Yeah.
And see that type of reaction made me reassess everything and go
See?
back and be like, you know what?
Yeah. See, that's what I needed to, because a
You
lot
know
of
what?
people out here is on the other end of that phone call, and a lot of them probably don't know
When
what to say or when to say, look, enough is enough.
yeah.
Bruh, I've
You know what I
I've
mean?
been in a situation where I was like, damn, I wish these people would know how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Because at the end, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I was being judged, but at the same time, it was good for me.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it served as the motivating factor
Yep.
as to why I said, you know what? I'm going to solve this problem.
Yeah. I like when I was going through mine, man, what took me out, man, my big brother, he got tired of hearing that shit. And he was just straight up with me. He was like, look, man, I get it, but you got to take some accountability. You know what I mean? You got to take some kind of accountability.
Yep.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? This wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have been where you was going and doing what you was doing.
That made you think.
Yeah, it made me, you know what I'm saying? Because when you going through it, you want to blame somebody.
Yeah.
You want to blame everything
Yeah.
on, and I'm talking about like as far as the relationship
Yeah.
aspect of things, you know what I'm saying? You want to be like this and that, boom, boom.
He put that stop sign
But,
up on
it's like, hold up.
Listen.
stop.
You know what I'm saying?
You tripping. Let me
As a black man, we so used to suppressing everything
Goddamn.
that goes wrong in
Right.
our lives.
No good.
Right? When I was going through my depression, one of the things that I was told by somebody was that you need to go back into you and reflect on your life. And
Yeah.
all those chapters in this book that you ain't closed, you need to go back, assess them, talk about them to yourself and close that book.
Yeah, you have to close books, man.
Because you carrying all that weight.
Yep. Yep, you gotta start sitting, bag lady. Yeah, you gotta start, you know what I'm
to the Miss
saying?
Your
Like
Bus.
putting that joint down, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys think they gotta, you know what I'm saying, hold on to all that.
You know
what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing but dragging.
Because you know what happens later on, the older you get, that stuff will break you down.
Yeah. And it also affects, let's just say you got children. It affects them, man, and especially young children, because, they like sponges. So, they going to see you moping around. They going to see how you handle, tough scenarios or situations
What?
and, conflict in
all
life.
eyes on
And,
you.
yeah, you know what I mean? So they see you, and when they get older, boom. It's in their data bank, like that's how I handle it.
You know what I think? What I think too would be the issue. you know, you got this introvert, omnivert, amnivert, right? Which they kind of both. So you might be, or I might be a introvert, but when something happened to somebody else that may not be an introvert, you know what I'm saying? They might be the one that's the life of the party.
Right, exactly.
They on some shut down shit. Now I gotta try to relate to that amnivert thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where they all to themselves. You know what I'm saying? When maybe I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
I know this. I used to do catering for like parties, like let's say like Ghana, like people from Ghana, right?
Yeah.
So the first joint I did in College Park, these people I got there late and they was partying, right? These
Like,
African
man,
folks
late.
was partying and they was throwing back the Hennessy. I mean, they was punishing bar. They had a lot of liquor. So it just made me ask one of the ladies, because she came up sweating. You know what I'm saying? Had to get long gown.
Yeah.
I was like, who birthday is it? She's like, it's not a birthday. It's a home going.
Oh, snap.
I was like, huh? She
Yeah,
was
they
like,
danced
yeah,
them all.
somebody
They
somebody
fired them all.
passed. She was like, see where we from, we grieve for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But then after the grieving has to stop,
Yeah.
you got to celebrate.
Yeah.
And I was looking at all these people and, man, what?
Yeah.
Thinking it was a birthday party. And
Yeah.
it was
Where's
a
that
funeral.
at? Where's that at? New Orleans? New Orleans, they do
I don't
that
know.
too, right? Like when
I
they,
think
because they
it's-
bury
yeah,
their
yeah,
own,
yeah,
but they
yeah.
dance going down the street and stuff. You know
but
what
she
I'm saying?
said you would have
Yeah.
got here earlier, you'd have seen a bunch of crying. That's what
Yeah.
she said.
Mhm.
But she was like, after we grieve, we celebrate.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all sure do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else brings me back to like that supporter, being that support system. I think the more that you go through, and the more that you can experience, will also help you be able to advise somebody else that's going through it.
That's what makes it hard too, though, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it doesn't
Bruh.
happen that often.
Yeah.
But you know what
Yeah,
though?
don't.
I've been in positions where I've gone through it. I've just gotten out of it,
And go
and
right
somebody
back in it.
else
Yeah.
is
That's what we
going
was just
be-
talking.
be
Yeah.
climbing in. So it's
Yeah.
like, bam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can sit up here, hey, bro, be careful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been through it.
You gotta
with-
make each one a
yeah,
learning experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen
absolutely.
it where, me and someone else going through it at the same time. And one of us had to wake up.
Yeah. You can't have both of y'all down.
You know what I'm saying? One of us had to wake
But
up.
don't get it twisted, bro. Hell is a process in itself.
Bullshit.
And if
Yeah,
you don't
man.
if you don't let it play out, guess
Yeah.
what? You might find yourself there again
Yep. Mm-hmm.
because you ain't let it finish.
So about
Because
breaking-
you trying
yeah.
your hardest to get up out of it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize, man, that, if it's chronic or if it's just something that you realize you're going through, it's probably, like you said earlier, man, it's probably unfinished business. You know what I'm saying?
That's my
A lot
point.
of things that you
That's
hold
my
on
point.
to.
That's
I had to
crucial.
realize that, man. Like, with my children, bro, you know what I'm saying? We went through, therapy together, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they've been through some stuff. And I learned a lot, being in that alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that helped me. It wasn't even for me, but it helped me.
But just as
you know
much,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I had to realize, like, I had to go back to a time where I was like that confident, like how I am today. You know what I'm saying? Confident, handsome. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just joking.
Them
But
children need you to
but
be
you know,
there.
like just you know what I'm saying, just like just being confident in yourself, believing in yourself again. You know what I'm saying? Going back to what you like to do. So I tell a lot of people, man, you know, ask the Almighty to take them chains off of you that's holding you down and get back to you. You
Yeah.
gotta know you. You gotta get back to talking to yourself in the mirror type
All
stuff,
of that.
man.
See,
and
you know,
The
that, but
affirmation.
see,
yourself
that
up.
nine times out of 10, and I can truly attest to this, because this is real. You know how many people don't know themselves on a social level when it comes to having a conversation with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, y'all might think it's crazy, but I'm gonna tell you something. When you go over a process of how you are and how you're behaving, how you're going, how you're reacting, what you're doing, all of these things with yourself, your whole mentality changes.
It's going to.
Because
Yeah, you
people
no
don't
choice.
have relationships with themselves.
Yeah.
They got a relationship
Everybody
with that
else.
person over there, but you don't even know yourself enough to be going through a relationship with that person over there.
I see a lot of people do that, man. They don't know themselves and get into relationships, but they looking. I don't know what they actually looking for, but I feel
They
as
don't
though
know.
the reflect, like they see, they haven't. They try to see like a reflection in you, or they're finding something in you. It's just a little piece
Right.
that they hold on to. They might not even like the rest of you. It's just that,
That little
one
piece,
little
little
First
part of you.
First of all, what decision did you make on how to be?
Mm-hmm.
What model did you choose to sit up here and say I'm a be like that? Or what characteristics did you choose to add on to yourself and say this is the type of person I'm gonna be?
Mm-hmm.
Because what you going to look for?
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't sit down
No, they
and,
don't
and
do
have
that.
those conversations.
They don't do that because see that
know?
takes a person that takes a conscientious person.
Yeah.
That takes a person that has sat back with themselves and made an assessment and like, you know what? Everything that I've gotten, I attracted.
Yeah, going into that
Back
though,
to
man, it
accountability.
deeper. A lot of people, and this might sound crazy to a lot of people. Some people will get, some people don't. But it's just like that movie, The Matrix. Some people just stuck in the Matrix, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, period.
I
Like,
say it
and when
every
I
day.
say that, it's like, the Matrix is like a computer. What do you call that? Like
Glitch.
not a glitch. Like a construct, right? It has constructs and it has things that do certain jobs. So everything's programmed and everything has a job to do. And people that's in that matrix, man, they follow whatever the program is telling them to do.
Yep.
So your mind is like that. Your mind is a highly advanced computer.
But you know, the matrix can be used. Matrix can also be that you're stuck in a realm where the same thing happens over and over and over.
That's
again.
what I
You
mean.
You can't
Yup,
move.
That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Just think about today, and this is depressing in itself. And I think a lot of people go through that, going to the job thing, right? Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a loop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that
They call it the hamster wheel.
exactly. So that alone, you know what I'm saying, some people could get, you know what I'm saying, go into a depressed state just thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, but you know, everything that we've learned in the entirety of our lives can be put to use
Right.
Zach,
Right. because if I'm having a situation and I say, hey, bro, you know, I'm going through, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And you ask me, well, what's going on? And I run it down to you, right?
Right.
How much stuff have you gone through that you have the ability to draw from? It doesn't necessarily have to be specifically what I'm going through.
Yeah.
But it can be something that can put that man back on track
Mm-hmm.
and say, yeah, bro, it can serve as a motivation, anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you have 50-something years, not to put you out there, but
Mm-hmm.
of experience that you've gone through.
Yeah.
Something's bound to help.
Everything is Life is look, life is an experience.
Facts, man.
Exactly.
So people got to realize that you're here for an experience. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at things anyway. You know what I mean? It came a point in time in my life where you have people out there that ask questions to themselves like, "What's my purpose? Why am I here?" And a lot of times that leads them into being depressed too, and they need support from that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, don't think about your purpose of why you here, why you was born.
Right.
Enjoy the experience while you here. You know what I'm saying? Be what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Stop relying on watching other people.
I was just about to say that's the nemesis of any individual, bro. That comparison.
Yeah, because people.
When you lost in the sense of identifying, your purpose. If you reaching too much for that, if you start looking at the next person and what they have and what they did, man, that's your worst enemy, man.
It is.
That's
You know
your
what I'm
worst
saying?
enemy. Comparing yourself to somebody else,
Yep.
because
You don't know how
that's their journey.
you don't know how they got it.
You
don't
just
know
see
how
the
they
you just
got
see the
it.
outcome and shit, and you looking at it like,
Yeah.
damn, such and such got that, but you don't know have a clue with that person.
So after we done, been able to build about this situation, to go out, what advice would you give to somebody that wants to be a support system to somebody?
Regardless of what that person's going through, or if it's you going through it, stand on all 10. Be you. You know what I'm saying? Remember who you were, remember who you are, and stop to think about, where you going. Stay solid around people that are positive, have a sound mind, good heart. You feel me? Like you just and always keep the all in the center of everything you do. You know what I mean?
What you got, bro?
To be a support system, I would just say before becoming a support system, familiarize yourself with those, you got close to you. I think that'll make it a lot easier for you to listen to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then be more responsive to whatever they say versus just shooting in the dark.
Being open.
Missing.
Yeah, be open.
Yeah, just be open and listen before you be responsive. I think that's the best advice I can give for somebody who truly want to support somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Be authentically you. Right? If you want to give. Right? Understand the limitation, but give. Don't let nobody tell you not to. Right?
Right.
Be supportive. Help that person out as much as you can, but don't be a hindrance. Right? Don't let that person put you in the position where you are the one who's living it out and not him
Right.
or her.
Right.
Right?
You'll be the one needing the help in the end.
Right. Don't be a crutch for somebody. Let them walk on their own.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
give them the motivation and help them do it. 'Cause
Right.
you, like what they say, you can always bring a horse to water, but
You
you
can't make it drink it.
okay.
And ain't that the truth?
So just understand the parameters of whom you dealing with, but also keep it true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
And on that note, what we gonna say?
Hey, man, come back to the next episode, man. We would love to hear your comments, man. You know what I'm saying?
Comment
Join the
below,
conversation.
Share,
Yeah.
and subscribe.
Yes, indeed. But furthermore, man, we would
Yeah.
love to hear from y'all in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what y'all, you know what I'm saying, want to chop it up about. You know what I'm saying? We get back at you. That's all.
Indeed. So till the next time. So what you saying is
Peace.
Peace.